Now, if you're poor like me and you don't have a lift, the best way to mock up the splitter is to use your jack and just put a piece of wood under it like so you don't scratch up your nice splitter. I know this is gonna be a beat like track car one of these days, or canyon car, but I still want to keep it nice. Know what I'm saying? So now you're not fighting the friggin' car, you're not fighting the piece, and everything is controllable. So I'm just gonna jack this up, and then the goal here is to line it up with the quick release right here, and then we'll mark the 1, 2, and 3 bolts on here, which is gonna be a total pain in the butt because I have no space, but at least you're not fighting the splitter. Okay, so I got this thing plumbed up all the way to the top of the lip, and I'm just looking for even gaps. So that looks like, I don't know, 1/2 inch or so, and then on the other side right here, that looks about 1/2 inch, and then just make sure that it's flush with the tip of your lip, because we're going to be using this side spat right here. This is also from Racebred, and I'm going to extend it all the way down to the bottom right here. I mean, this is probably fine the way it is. I just don't like this gap right here. See that? It's not focused, but yeah, I don't like that gap. So I already got a spare, but yeah, just make sure that it's nice and plumbed. And the one thing that is really important here is to not have air gap. So as you can see, my lip, this thing actually slants up a little bit to scoop air, and then that's just the way they designed it. So we're gonna have to make a little cover that goes all the way around, an air dam. I did that on my previous setup, but Racebred also makes air dam setup, a 2-piece, but I'm gonna be using a single piece of aluminum all the way down because that's just my style. But if you're lazy and you don't want to make custom ones, you can get them from Racebred. Next thing I'm gonna do is go inside here. I'm not sure if you guys can see the bracket. I know you're not gonna be able to hear me, but the bracket's right there. I'm just gonna mark those holes, and then we'll drill the holes. So I removed the splitter so I can show you guys what I'm marking. So over here, I removed the other side of the bracket, and you're essentially just gonna mark all the way around this bracket, because once we remove it, you have the outline, and then you just match the outline right here, and then bang, it's gonna give you the holes right there. So we're just gonna drill right there, slightly bigger, so we can kind of shimmy this around if we need to. Drilling this is pretty easy. Just make sure you go straight and take your time. Start with a smaller bit first, because you don't want to go too big and then the friggin' thing just goes all over the place. So I got my bolt holes right here. Get your carriage bolt, I think that's what this is called, and then get your backing plate, put it on the bottom. And the purpose of this backing plate is so the load doesn't rip off the bolts. And then there's square little things on here that the carriage bolts go into. And then up here, make sure you take this guy and you put it properly. You could go this way, you could go this way. It really doesn't matter. I mean, it depends on how you want to set up the car, but I just go this way. And sometimes you're gonna need to align this biznatch if everything's ridiculously tight. Jeepus crust, talk about precision. Washer, lock washer, and nut, and then just hand tight all of them. The final part of this install is kind of optional, but I highly suggest you guys do it. So inside here in the wheel well, you can see I added a brace between the splitter and the chassis. This just means I have to remove this every single time I need to pop the quick release, which is whatever, it's just one bolt. See that right there? That's just one button. But this right here, the little tunnel, makes this area weak instead of just like a one piece. So this will end up flopping a little bit, not like a lot, but I don't want that. So I added this so it's nice and solid. On the right hand side of the car, since I have the intake right here, I had to make a little extension for the rod. So I got a 90-degree angle right here from Home Depot, bolted it to the OEM hole, and then it's mounted to that, to the same hole. I like being consistent, so whatever I do to the other side has to be done to this side. So yeah, not bad, huh? Here's the finished install. I got it back down on the platforms. I still need to make an air dam, so I'm not gonna put it down on the ground yet. But this basically took all day. If you wanna have like a perfect fit where you're like super OCD with everything, it's gonna take some time. So replaced the spats right here. We got the end plates, we got the splitter. The gap right here is exactly as this side. See that right there? Lots and lots of measuring, trust me. Same with this side right here. So you see this gap? You can't have an air gap if you have a splitter. So yeah, it's kind of useless if you have an air gap. So I'm gonna make a little air dam right there, but you guys might be curious why there's an air gap. This front lip actually points up a little bit, and it actually had its own under tray with tunnels and all that stuff, but I couldn't fit it with the splitter and stuff, so I had to remove it. And as you can see right here on the corner, it actually tapers down. So all the way down over here, it's actually flat to the bottom of the splitter. So yeah, it goes up, and you know, this is very basic. Like most, like say Miatas, like front bumpers for Miatas, when you go to like track, they make a lot of air dams for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna make one and then we'll put it back on. We should be good to go.